Every night at 3:17 a.m., the lights in Sarah's apartment flickered once. It was a fleeting pulse, like the building itself exhaled, and then all was still. She'd grown used to it over her 6 months in the aging brownstone, chalking it up to faulty wiring or the quirks of a century-old structure. Nothing else ever happened, until the night they flickered twice. Sarah jolted awake, heart pounding, the second flicker searing into her mind like a warning. She lay frozen, staring at the ceiling, waiting for something more. But the silence was heavier than usual, pressing against her chest. When dawn finally crept through her curtains, she found a note slipped under her door. In neat, unfamiliar handwriting, it read, "Do not ignore the next flicker." Her first instinct was to dismiss it as a prank, but the timing gnawed at her. Who could have known about the double flicker? She hadn't told anyone. The note felt alive, its words coiling tighter around her thoughts with every reread. Curiosity battled fear, and by noon, Sarah was scouring the internet for anything about her building. The brownstone on 47th Street was unremarkable by city standards, 5 stories, 10 units, built in 1912. Old articles mentioned a fire in the 40s, a renovation in the 70s, but nothing unusual. The landlord, a faceless property company, ignored her calls. Frustrated, Sarah knocked on her neighbors' doors. Most were curt, claiming they'd never noticed the flickering. Mrs. Callahan in 4B, a tenant for 30 years, hesitated before muttering, "Some things you're better off not asking about." That night, Sarah stayed awake, phone in hand, counting down to 3:17 a.m. The first flicker came, sharp and expected. She held her breath, but the second never followed. Relief mixed with unease. She wasn't sure what she'd expected, but the note's warning lingered like a bad dream. The next day, she visited the city archives, digging through records for anything on the building. Blueprints showed 5 floors as EXP. As expected, but a yellowed maintenance log from 1953 referenced a sublevel access that wasn't on any map. Sarah's pulse quickened. A hidden floor? She cross-checked tenant records and found gaps, names listed in old directories that never appeared in official leases. Dozens of people, spanning decades, seemed to vanish from the building's history. Back home, she scoured her apartment for clues. In the basement, behind a rusted boiler, she found a seam in the wall, barely visible. With a crowbar from the super's closet, she pried it open, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. Her flashlight trembled as it illuminated a door at the bottom, its wood warped and stained, marked with a faint symbol, a circle with a slash through it. The hidden floor was a maze of cramped rooms, air thick with dust and something metallic. In one, she found a ledger, its pages brittle, listing names and dates. Beside each was a notation: Flicker 1, Flicker 2, Flicker 3. The final entries from
We can't explain the full story in short. If you want to see the full story, we will give the long version related to the short.